You know that feeling when the days get shorter, it's dark and cold, and your motivation to study just completely disappears? Yeah, you're not alone. But what if you could flip that around? What if you could turn this winter slump into your biggest academic advantage? Well, today, we're going to break down a 5-step comeback plan to help you conquer the cold and make this your best semester yet. Let's dive in.
So let's be real for a second. Why is studying in the winter just the worst? It's that constant sleepiness, right? That overwhelming urge to just do nothing. And somehow distractions seem 10 times more interesting when it's freezing outside. You make these grand plans to wake up early, but then the alarm goes off and that warm, cozy bed wins every single time. This season really creates two kinds of students. On one side, you've got the slumper. This is the person who just gives in to the laziness, scrolls for hours, and lets all that valuable time just slip away. But then, on the other side, you've got the comeback kid. This is the student who sees winter as an opportunity, who uses these months to get way ahead and ends up with their best results ever.
So, what's the real difference between them? It's not just about willpower. Nope, the comeback kid has a strategy. And this year, you're not just going to hope for the best. This year, you're going to be the comeback kid. Because this year, you're going to have a plan. And here it is, your 5-step comeback plan. First, we're going to adopt the right mindset. Then, we'll talk about how to beat that sneaky sleep trap. After that, we'll get into techniques to make your studying actually stick. Then, a super simple hack I call hydrate to dominate. And finally, we're going to learn how to weaponize your own laziness. Yes, you heard that right. All right, let's start with step 1, because everything, and I mean everything, starts with your mindset. The single biggest shift you can make is to start seeing winter as this awful problem you have to suffer through. Instead, I want you to start looking at it as a test you're about to absolutely ace. Think about it this way. Winter isn't just happening to you, it's actively testing you. It's a challenge from the universe to see if you've got what it takes to stay focused on your goals, even when it's hard, even when you're tired. And here's the best part, your secret weapon, really. Your competition is slowing down. Right now, most other students are feeling tired, unmotivated, and are definitely falling behind. So while everyone else is hitting the snooze button, any hard work you put in will stand out more than ever. This isn't a problem. It's the perfect opening for your comeback. All right. So you've got the mindset locked in. Perfect. Now let's get practical. Step 2 is all about beating the sleep trap. We're talking about how to win that daily battle against your coziest, warmest, most tempting enemy, your bed. So much lost time, so much procrastination. It all starts right here. Trying to study in bed, all buried under the blankets. It's a total recipe for failure. See, your brain has one main job for your bed: sleep. When you try to mix studying into that space, your brain just gets confused. And guess what? Sleep is going to win almost every time. It's a battle you are biologically programmed to lose. But don't worry, the solution is a pretty simple 3-part fix. First, make your bed a strict study-free zone, period. Create a dedicated spot just for work, like a desk and chair. Second, you gotta get at least 30 minutes of sunlight every day, even if you have to bundle up. It helps reset your body's natural energy clock. And third, make your study space as bright as you possibly can. More light sends a powerful signal to your brain, hey, it's time to be alert, not sleepy. Okay, so you've managed to get out of bed, and you're at your desk, but that motivation, that focus, it's just not there. That brings us right to step 3, how to make studying actually stick, especially on those days when you really don't feel like it. The key is you have to make studying active, not passive. Try using your senses. Doodle concepts, rewrite your notes by hand, even get up and walk around while you review. Next, try the 90-minute rule. Just aim for one solid, uninterrupted 90-minute session each day to build up your focus stamina. And hey, if you're feeling super distracted, try this little brain hack. Go online and search for binaural beats. They use these specific sound frequencies that kind of help your brain sync up for better focus. Seriously, just a few minutes of listening can make a huge difference. Now for our last 2 steps. And honestly, these are my favorite because they're such simple hacks that give you massive results with almost zero extra effort. Who doesn't love that? So our first hack starts with this one number, 70%. That's about how much of your body is made of water. And in the winter, we just tend to drink less water, and that actually makes our blood thicker and more sluggish. And the result? You guessed it, that classic feeling of being lazy and sleepy. So the takeaway here is super simple. Staying hydrated is absolutely essential for focus. The hack itself is almost laughably easy, but trust me, it works. Just keep a full water bottle on your desk at all times. It completely removes the, I'm too lazy to get up and get water excuse, and make sure your brain has the fuel it needs to stay sharp. And now for our final hack. And this one is just genius. We're going to take that feeling of winter laziness, that desire to not move, and we're going to actually use it as a weapon against your number one distraction, your phone. Here's how you do it. First, take your phone and put it in a totally different room, somewhere far away from your desk. Then, change your password to something ridiculously long and complicated. Now, when you get that little twitchy urge to check your phone, your own laziness becomes your superpower. The sheer effort of having to get up, walk to another room, and type in that crazy long password will feel like way too much work. It's a brilliant way to turn your biggest weakness into your greatest strength. So let's bring this all together. This 5-step plan isn't just about surviving winter. No way. It's a blueprint for your ultimate academic comeback. Because this isn't just about studying. It's about winning. On those days when you feel totally unmotivated, I want you to repeat this to yourself. Because here's the reality. 99% of students are going to waste these next few months. By just having this plan and actually following it, you are already putting yourself in the top 1%. Remember that huge advantage we talked about? Right now, as you're listening to this, your competition is probably sleeping in. They're giving in to the cold, to the comfort. This is your moment. This is your time to get ahead. So I'll leave you with this final thought. As the cold really sets in, you have a very clear choice to make. This winter, are you going to sleep or are you going to conquer? The plan is all yours. Now go make it happen.